What's going on, guys? Playbox here, and we're back for another Dragon Ball Legends video. In this one, I want to do a little guide for the Ultra Space Time Rush shop. Or actually, it's been renamed now. Actually, it's been quite a while, but they renamed it to Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush. And the reason why I'm doing this, guys, is basically letting you know what the best options are to use to spend your medals, right? So, for those of you who don't know, there is a game mode in this game called Ultra Space Time Rush. I think they rebranded, like I said, they rebranded it to Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush. So even the game modes get a Zenkai Awakening, which is pretty funny. So basically, it's just a PvE game mode where you have to fight some mobs or some AI. And as you advance into the rush, the difficulty gets harder and harder. There are 3 difficulties: Rush 1, Rush 2, Rush 3. Actually, it's difficult. They're based off of difficulty. Rush 3 is obviously the harder one. You have more units to fight. You basically have to complete these battles, and the damage you do is cumulative. So let's say for the first match you get into the fight and you knock out 1 unit and your team dies and you lose. You're able to continue from there with 3 different units and just keep going like that and basically finishing off the board, right? So this definitely favors more like veteran players because they have more units to utilize, because if you run out of units to use, you basically can't finish this game mode. So the more units you have, the better. And obviously there are some challenges in between each rush here. You like battle Fusion Warrior, blah blah blah. So what you want to do is first you have to make sure you complete all the challenges. Do not skip out on any of them. Make sure you complete every single challenge, because that way you'll get enough points to get these Zenkai Rush Medal. The Zenkai Rush Medal is the medal that you actually want. The regular Rush Medal is also very useful, but what you really want is the Zenkai Rush Medal, and you need 5,000 points. And to get the 5,000 points, you have to complete the whole rush while doing every single one of the challenges. The annoying part is if you, for some reason, forget to do a challenge in one of the rush, the only way to restart is by completing the whole thing and then restarting it. So it's very annoying if you, for some reason, don't do the challenge in like Rush 4, for example. You literally have to finish it again and then redo the whole thing once again. So if you miss one challenge, it gets very annoying. So I'm telling you, please pay attention to what the challenges are and complete them, and make sure you do all of them, because those rush medals, Zenkai Rush medals, are definitely useful. So that's for the game mode, pretty self-explanatory. Let's go into the exchange shop and look at the rewards. So recently, or not recently, like it's almost been a year actually, but since last year, we've started getting free Zenkai units through the game mode, the Battle Gauntlet. So if you're able to complete that and complete the missions, you're able to get a fully Zenkai 7 unit. And then after the Gauntlet is gone, they throw in the Zenkai in this USDR shop. So in this shop, we basically have access to every single Zenkai in the game, with the exception of some, because back when the previous system, where you had to pay 7k Chrono Crystals to get the Zenkai, they weren't throwing these Zenkais into the shop, right? It was only up until like, when did they start throwing the Zenkais in the shop? I can't remember when they started doing it, but I think it was when they revamped the Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush mode. When they revamped them, they started adding the Zenkais. So as you can see, we have all of them starting from like literally the first ones, like the Super Saiyan Goku, right? They usually wait a year after their Zenkai release and then they throw them in the shop. We still have a couple more left to go, like the blue Kamikolo, the blue Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Broly movie. So we still have a couple of them to go because it hasn't been a year since their release. But up until Janemba, once we reach the Janemba's Zenkai release date, we'll have access to every single Zenkai available in the game. So this is where probably a lot of your Zenkai Rush medals will go. Now there is a lot of Zenkai units, and it can get kind of overwhelming, especially when even after completing the Zenkai, they don't want to remove them out of the shop for whatever reason. It just clutters the whole menu for no reason. It's very stupid. But in this list here, there are very few Zenkais that you actually want to go for, because a lot of these units aren't very good anymore. If I were to just go through the list right now, I would say the only ones that are relevant right now would probably be this DKP is still solid, 18 is decent. Bardock would probably be the most popular one, just because he's never going to fall out. Super Saiyan is always going to be a team, and he's going to be a unit to that's going to be on the Super Saiyan team forever. So Bardock is probably going to be your number one option if you want to get a Zenkai. Next probably would be Zenkai Zymasu is still good. Gogeta is whatever. This Goku, this Otherworld Goku probably might be your best option, second best option. He fits on movies, even though he's just been completely replaced by Tapion on movies. He's still a good option. You can run him on Super Saiyans if you really want to, but he still offers really good supporting stuff. This Chill is very good for as a bench and against Super Saiyans. 21 still decent. Who else is here? I think that's pretty much... Oh, the Kamiklo is actually here. Never mind. I think that's pretty much it. This Green Piccolo is free to play. I mean, you can literally get him to the Gauntlet if the Gauntlet's not... I think that his Gauntlet is done. Yeah, actually, his Gauntlet is done. And then we come into the Legends Limited units. Obviously, you would first want to try to get the Legends Limited ones first. If you don't have them already. But if you already do have them, then you can start going on over to the regular ones. But even in terms of Legends Limited ones, the best ones you would want are SV, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Vegito Blue, LF Frieza if you use LOE, and then that's pretty much it. And that's strictly based off of usability. Now, if you want to go based off of Zenkai buffs and Z abilities, that's a whole different story. Because if we take a look here, the best ones for Zenkai ability and Z abilities, the Vegito is obviously a very good one because he has a crazy Z ability. But Namek Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, those two are almost a must-have on the Saiyans bench because they both buff Saiyans and they both Zenkai buff Saiyans as well. Namek Goku Zenkai buffs Blue Saiyans and then Super Saiyan 3 buffs Green Saiyans. So if you main Saiyans, you probably want to run them on your bench. Those are some top priorities there. Then strictly off of a Z ability, Full Power Frieza is also very good. VV is also very good. But yeah, if we go to the regular Zenkais, then we come to these ones like the Purple Scouter Vegeta, who you're not gonna use, but he does buff Purple Saiyans. If you, for whatever reason, main mono Purple all of a sudden, you can start using him on the Zenkai bench, and he would work very well. Red Goku, Zenkai buffs Red Saiyans, very, very good. Blue Godki is definitely popular, or not popular, but it's fairly common, so you might want to get the Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Blue Lineage Evil, no. Bardock, of course, like I said, is a must-have. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is also another one that you want to maybe prioritize because, once again, he does buff Saiyans, and then he buffs Purple Saiyans with his Zenkai ability, so Purple Saiyans is definitely of common typing, so you probably want to get him. Janemba is really good. Purple Powerful Opponent is a very common tag there. Zamasu, I think it's Purple God Key. That could also be very good. Good Vegeta, Yellow God Key could be good as well. Chill is definitely a must-have because he buffs HP, which is a must-have bench on every single team. So he's definitely a good option, as well as the Android 21, who buffs HP as well, so that's good. And then after that, Purple, I think this is Purple Movies. Purple Movies is good. Red God Key can work. And then Purple God Key, once again, can work. Turles is actually a really good Purple Powerful Opponent. A lot of these Zenkai abilities are for Purple, I just realized. But that's how you kind of want to go through these. First, you have to decide what team you main. That's one thing you have to take note of. And then you go through this list and look at the possible bench options. Is it a good bench? Do they have a good Z ability? If they do they have a good Zenkai ability? So you want to take a look at those stuff and then pick out the things. The ones I listed just right now are probably the best options just overall. But if you want to like specifically get some good ones like this Purple Hybrid Gohan buffing Purple Hybrid, maybe you want him. Android 16 buffing green androids, you might want him. So it really depends on what teams you want to main, right? So that's going to be it for the Zenkais. Let's go on to the Souls here. Souls, I mean, this is from the Rush Medal, not the Zenkai Rush Medal, so it's two different currencies. The Rush Medal is definitely more easier to obtain. As you can see, I have 15 Zenkai Rush Medals and a million Rush Medals. So you can really use this on the Zenkai Souls. That could be really good for the Zenkais that you get from here. So this is where you would get your Zenkai Souls, but you can also get Zenkai Souls through other means like the Soul Exchange Shop and stuff like that. But this is also a very good spot to get them from. And then if we go here, this is where I would say a lot of, I guess, top ranking people would use their Zenkai Rush medals. And that's going to be for slot removers. This is probably your best spot to get slot removers. just because of the exchange rate. Look, one Zenkai Rush Medal gives you 5 slot removers. Whenever USDR does reset, which is every weeks, we get a total of 25 Zenkai Rush Medal from completing the whole game mode, which is those 3 rushes. So those 3 rushes every 2 weeks, that gives you 25 Zenkai Rush Medals. So as you can see, 15 here gives me, what is that, 15 times 5, it gives me around 75, right, 75, and I could get an extra 10 more if I had the full 25, right, which is what, an extra 50? Yeah, an extra 50, so that would be 125 erasers per reset per 2 weeks. That's a lot of erasers, and it's especially useful for people that, you know, reroll a lot of equipments and trying to make sure that they have the best equipment possible, which is something you might want to do because equipments are very, very important in this game. Despite the system being completely trash for rerolling, it is still very, very important to have when playing PvP, right? So if you're not going for any of these Zenkais, or if you're done, you have all these Zenkais, I think the best spot would be to use your Zenkai Rush Medals on these erasers. There really isn't anything else of value for your Zenkai Rush Medals other than these erasers. Like, the eraser is literally the best thing to get. Do not use it on the Rush Medal. The conversion rate is just not worth it. You get a lot of Rush Medal anyway, so don't use it on that. Erasers are definitely going to be your way to go. And then for another usage for your Rush Medals is for the Awakening Memory for Awakened Equipments. Nowadays, a lot of the Awakened equipments are pretty much a must run on some of these units. Like, for example, this one we just got for Ultra Super Vegito, or for any Vegito unit. This is like a must run for Ultra Super Vegito. So you would want to maybe save your Rush Medals to get some Awakened Memory so you can start awakening those equipments. And then using the Zenkai Rush Medals to get the erasers so you can upgrade those equipments and re-upgrade them to get the right rank that you want. Whether it be S rank, Z rank, or Z plus rank. The erasers here are definitely going to be your best bang for your buck here in terms of Zenkai Rush Medal, right? So that's pretty much it for this shop. I mean, there isn't anything else to go over. It's fairly straightforward. If you have all the Zenkai Rush Zenkais, then definitely go for the erasers. But even if you don't want to get the Zenkais, I would say honestly you'd probably want to prioritize the erasers over the Zenkais, because a lot of these Zenkais you're just not going to be using anyway. So probably going for the erasers and boosting up your equipments for your main teams might be the best way for you. But if you're like a collection guy, you want to have the full roster, then going for these Zenkais is obviously a good way, right? You can easily get all the Zenkais done in a decent amount of time. But that's pretty much it for the shop. So hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, because that shit is so important, so don't forget. Other than that, have a great day. See ya.